Condensed Bat-Supe in 30 seconds. January is National Blood Donor Month, but the need for blood is constant. From accident victims and cancer patients to premature babies and those with blood disorders, your one blood donation can help save the lives of multiple people. Make a difference in the lives of others. Give blood through the American Red Cross to help hospital patients. Call 1-800-RED-CROSS or visit redcrossblood.org today.
The following is transcribed.
Welcome to Condensed Bat-Supe. Now with 66% fewer superheroes than our regular podcast, which makes Condensed Bat-Supe even less nutritious, but still just as delicious. We're featuring episodes of The Adventures of Superman without the caped crusaders. Tie on your capes for lots of airborne searching, plenty of clever ruses, and growing suspicion galore. In this edition of Condensed Bat-Supe, we continue the story of Al Vincent's corrupt political machine with Chapter 5, as originally broadcast on May 27th, 1946.
Faster than a speeding bullet. More powerful than a locomotive. Able to leap tall buildings at a single bound. Look, up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman.
Kellogg's Pep. P-E-P, Pep. Kellogg's Pep, the Sunshine Cereal, presents
The Adventures of Superman. Today, the Man of Steel despairs for the life of Tony Sloan as his widespread search of the waterfront reveals no trace of the missing reporter.
Hello there, gang. This is your pal Dan McCullough. Say, I know a lot of fellows and girls who are all hepped up about how keen Kellogg's Pep tastes at breakfast. They say it's super terrific, or super duper, or just plain super. But no matter how you say it, it all comes down to the fact that if you're hep to Pep, you're hep to some super delicious eating. Just one glimpse of those crispy whole wheat flakes will tell you that. They're tender and they're crisp and toasted golden brown. And flavor? Why, Kellogg's Pep is called the Sunshine Cereal. It's loaded with sunny, golden toasted flavor that sure tickles your taste. Each spoonful calls for more. Fact is, gang, Kellogg's Pep is really on the sunbeam. Makes breakfast so terrific, you'll want to eat hearty. And you won't want to leave one single flake in your bowl. And you know, that's the right angle, gang, especially nowadays when the cereal grains like the whole wheat and Pep are being sent to fellows and girls overseas. So get hep to Pep, gang. When Mom brings Kellogg's Pep home from the grocer's, don't waste it. If you pour your own Pep, pour it carefully and polish off every bit you pour out. Pass the word along to the rest of your family, too. Just remember, eat all your Pep. Don't waste it.
And now, The Adventures of Superman. As part of the Daily Planet campaign to destroy the root of juvenile delinquency, Clark Kent, Lois Lane, and Editor Perry White are spearheading a fight against the election as mayor of Martin Higgins, a corrupt politician. Victory seemed assured when Tony Sloan, a Planet reporter, gained possession of some letters which proved beyond doubt that Higgins was associated with racketeers suspected of encouraging juvenile delinquency to further their own greed. But before Sloan could deliver the damaging evidence, the finger of doom was placed on him by Mary Hennig, a tough young girl hoodlum who, schooled in crime by Al Vincent, a Higgins henchman, wormed her way into a job on the Planet. When Sloan failed to keep an appointment, Kent, as Superman, followed the tracks of a car in which the reporter had apparently been taken away to a little frequented spot on the bank of the Metropolis River. Fearing the worst, the Man of Steel streaked out over the night-blackened water, circling and darting like some strange bird as his keen eyes searched for a floating body.
Looking several minutes and still find no sign of Tony. If he were in the river, I should have seen him by now. Surely the tide couldn't have carried him further than this. But if they didn't throw him in, what could they have done with him? Well, guessing won't help. The only thing to do is to go back to the city, pick up those tire tracks again, and hope for the best. Away!
Reversing his direction, Superman streaks back upriver toward the lights of Metropolis to begin anew his search for Tony Sloan. But unseen by the Man of Steel, the object of his search lies still and apparently lifeless in shallow, brackish water, hidden in the inky darkness under an abandoned loading dock. Then, suddenly, for a split second, a reflected gleam of light from a passing tugboat falls eerily on the white face of the half-submerged man as Superman rockets by. His keen eye attracted, the red and blue-clad figure stops for a moment, hangs poised in midair.
Wait a minute, what's that? Could it be? Yes, it's a body. The body of a man. Down! It's Tony. Unconscious, but still alive, thank heaven. Tear these ropes off first. There we are. Now to get him to a doctor in a hurry. Up, and away!
Now, look here, Tony. I'd feel a lot better if you'd spend the night in the hospital.
Well, thanks for being concerned, Chief, but I'm okay. The doctor told me to go home, take a hot bath, and get a good night's sleep. And in the morning, I'll be good as new.
All right. Do as you please.
Before we leave, Tony, can you tell us what happened?
Well, sure. Here's the story. I got down to Al Vincent's pawn shop a little before 9 o'clock, the time set to raid the place.
Mm-hmm.
Because I wanted to be there when you arrived with the police, Kent.
I see.
I was waiting in an alley across the street when suddenly 3 men came along out of the shadows. One of them asked me if I'm Tony Sloan. I said yes. One of them slugged me. And that's all I remember until I woke up on the floor of a fast-moving car.
Good heavens.
The rats. You think you'd know any of those thugs if you saw them again?
I don't think so, Kent. It was too dark to see what they looked like. But I did hear them talking, and I heard enough to learn who hired them to wipe me out.
You did? Who was it, Tony?
Al Vincent, the pawnbroker.
You mean the one who was raided tonight?
That's right.
Are you sure of that? Did you actually hear them speak of Vincent?
Well, not exactly. That is, what I heard was one of the men saying something about being anxious to get his hands on $100 a man named Al was going to give him for this job.
A man named Al.
Well, what does that prove? There are hundreds of men named Al.
I know that, but as I told you, I also know for a fact that Al Vincent is Higgins' partner.
In what way, Tony?
Well, Vincent encourages juvenile delinquency, baiting underprivileged kids with the lure of easy money. He teaches them to steal and disposes of their stolen goods. Then he splits the take with Higgins.
Well, Tony, we couldn't find any proof of that when we raided his place tonight.
I know, but it's obvious that somebody tipped him off about the raid. One of the mugs who got me mentioned somebody named Chicky who put the finger on me.
Chicky? Who could that be?
Search me.
Well, it doesn't matter much now anyway. Without the Higgins letters to prove what we know about him, I'm afraid we're sponsoring a lost cause.
Yes, Lois, I'm afraid you're right.
Nothing doing. We've got to fight this thing through, letters or no letters.
Hey, wait a minute. What do you mean by that?
Well, without the letters...
We've
what good-
still got the Higgins letters.
What? Are you
What
kidding?
do you mean, Tony?
I was afraid something like this might happen. So I put a fat envelope in my pocket labeled Higgins Correspondent. Actually, the envelope held nothing more than blank paper. And that's what those mugs got.
Well,
Why,
I'll be...
Tony.
that
The
is
real letters are in
wonderful.
the mail, now, addressed to you at the office, Chief. They should arrive in the first delivery tomorrow morning.
Well, I take my hat off to you, Tony. That was the smartest piece of work I've seen in a long time.
That goes double for me, my boy. And when this election is over, you'll find a nice bonus in your envelope.
Thanks, boss.
Oh, I'd give a lot to have seen the faces on those gangsters when they opened the envelope to find it empty.
I'd give a lot more to see Mr. Al Vincent's face when he finds out how Tony fooled him.
At the very moment when our friends are enjoying a laugh at his expense, Al Vincent, his swarthy face purple with rage, vents his wrath on a pair of unhappy thugs who squirm uncomfortably in the back room of Vincent's pawn shop.
You stupid dopes, dumb jakes that you are.
But look, boss, we thought these was the Higgins letters.
You thought. With what? If you wasn't so stupid, you'd have brought that Sloan character to me, and I'd have found out what he'd done with the real letters.
Oh, well, I guess maybe we just didn't think fast enough, huh, boss?
You guess you didn't. Why, you whacked up apes. I ought to have the Perrier tossed in after Sloan. Go on, get out of my sight before I lose my temper.
Okay, we're going. But look, what about the payoff?
Payoff? I'm paying you off with your lives. Now beat it out of that back door. I'll change my...
Okay, we're going. Come on, Switch.
Of all the bird-brained jakes, I had to pick them two. This has got to work. If it don't, Higgins' chances ain't worth a plugged nickel. And if he ain't elected mayor, I'm out of business. In more ways than one.
Hello?
Yep, Higgins and me.
Hello?
Chicky?
Yeah, who's this?
This is Al. Come on over to my shop right away.
No, I
Don't give me that stall routine, kid. Do like I say. Come on over and don't waste no time. You see, Chicky? This guy Sloan was too smart to get grabbed with them letters on him. Now we got to find out what he done with them. And that's where you
Now,
come
wait a
in.
minute, Ella. I don't want to have no more to do with this.
Are you kidding?
No. Now, this has gone further than I thought it would. You didn't tell me you was going to kill it.
Look, Chickie, I don't have to tell you no more than I want to, see? Besides, you're in it now, up to your teeth, whether you like it or not, see?
No. No, Ella, I
You
don't...
want to get turned into the cops for a juvenile delinquent?
No.
You want to get
No.
sent to a reformatory or maybe even to the big house for being what they call an accomplice
Oh,
to
no.
murder?
No, I don't want to...
Then pull yourself together and work with me. Because the only thing that can help you is electing Higgins mayor. If he gets in office, he'll protect you and me and the others. And if them letters get printed in the Daily Planet, he ain't got a chance. And neither do you. You get it?
Yeah. Yeah, I get it.
Okay, stop blubbering and listen.
We'll return in a moment for the suspenseful climax of today's episode. So stand by.
Well, here it is, gang. Monday's the day we bring out a brand new pep dish of the week. So get set for a nifty dish that'll dress up breakfast like anything. And here it is. It's called Date Bait. Yes, sir, this week's pep dish of the week is Date Bait. And it's a slick dish for breakfast, believe me. Here's how it goes. You put a layer of Kellogg's Pep, the Sunshine cereal, in the bottom of your bowl. Scatter the top with a few pieces of dates, cut into fairly small pieces. Then another layer of Pep, more dates, and on up until you're ready to add milk and pitch in. That's Date Bait, this week's pep dish of the week. And it sure does bait your appetite first thing in the morning, because those tender, crisp flakes of Kellogg's Pep are full up with sunny, golden toasted flavor. Why, you'll want to polish off every last bit in your bowl, which is certainly the right idea, particularly nowadays when the cereal grains are being sent to fellows and girls overseas. Remember that when Mom brings Kellogg's Pep home from the grocer's. Don't waste it. If you pour your own Pep, pour it carefully and eat up every bit you pour out. And say, keep an eye on your younger brothers and sisters, too. Make sure to eat all your Pep. Don't waste it.
Employing intimidation through threat of exposure, a method common to those who develop and use juvenile delinquents to perform and take the blame for their dirty work, Al Vincent has retained his hold over Mary Hennig, a young hoodlum also known as Chickie. Now, frightened, she listens as Vincent tells her what he wants her to do.
This Sloan character must have put them letters in a pretty safe place. And I figure he told the people on the planet just what he wants done with them. What I want you to do, Chickie, is find out where they are.
But how, Al? Who do you think would tell me?
That Lois Lane dame. She's a big shot there. She'd know.
Maybe she would.
All right, so you got to figure a way to make her spill. Look, you put it over on her once and you can do it again. You got to do it. Tonight.
Tonight? But why
We
then...
got no time to waste. Come on, I'll drive you over to her apartment. You'll go up and give her some kind of a yarn about being worried over something in the office and get her talking.
Well, okay, I'll try it. But what if she won't spill?
If she won't spill to you, she'll talk for me. I got ways of making her. Know what I mean?
As Mary Hennig, alias Chickie, leaves with Al Vincent to pay Lois Lane a visit, the girl reporter seated in Clark Kent's car in front of her apartment has been heatedly defending the young hoodlum against Kent's suspicions.
What's more, I think it's small and unfair for you to suspect even for 1 minute that a sweet child like Mary Hennig could tip off the raid.
Well, now, forget your feminine emotions for a minute, Lois, and be sensible. Outside of the police, only you, the chief, Mary, and I knew about the raid and the appointment with Tony to pick up the letters.
Clark, you haven't...
You didn't tip Vincent, did you? Do you think the chief or I did?
Oh, don't be ridiculous, Clark.
Well, all right. That leaves only Mary Hennig, a kid about whom we know little or nothing except that she was in your journalism class at the settlement. Isn't it reasonable, then, to suspect
No,
that she
it
may
is
have...
not reasonable.
Well, why
I am
not?
convinced that Mary's as blameless as we are.
Now, look,
and I refuse to discuss this any further.
But wait, Lois.
Good night, Mr. Kent.
Lois!
Curious, Lois Lane strides into the entrance to her apartment house as Clark Kent drives away. Neither of them aware that during their argument, Mary Hennig sat in Al Vincent's car less than half a block away, waiting for just this moment to again use Lois as an unsuspecting accomplice in their plot to maintain the evenness of juvenile delinquency through corrupt politics. Will Lois once again fall for the clever lying of the young girl hoodlum, whose assignment is to locate the incriminating evidence against Al Vincent's candidate for mayor of Metropolis? The next episode in this exciting expose of juvenile delinquency tells the story, so don't miss it. Tune in again tomorrow, same time, same station.
And remember, for breakfast, it's Kellogg's Pep.
For excitement, the adventures of Superman.
Superman is a copyrighted feature appearing in Superman DC comic magazines and is brought to you Monday through Friday at the same time by Kellogg's Pep, the Sunshine Cereal. Say, kids, if you're training your dog, try rewarding him for good behavior with Kellogg's Grow Pup. There's a dog food that makes a hit with dogs right from the word go. Gives them swell, meaty flavor, and gives them 3 different kinds to pick from. Grow Pup Ribbon, Grow Pup Meal, and Grow Pup Pellets. All full of what it takes to help keep a dog right on the beam, to help build strong bones and teeth and muscles. That's why lots of champs feed on Grow Pup. So ask Mother to get Kellogg's Grow Pup for your dog today. And be sure to be with us tomorrow for the thrilling adventures of Superman. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System.
And now, faster than a speeding bullet, Condensed Bat-Supe proudly presents Chapter 6 of Al Vincent's Corrupt Political Machine, which was originally broadcast on May 28th, 1946.
Faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive, able to leap tall buildings at a single bound. Look, up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman.
Kellogg's Pep. P-E-P, Pep. Kellogg's Pep, the Sunshine Cereal, presents
The Adventures of Superman. Today, Al Vincent makes another attempt to secure the incriminating Higgins letters. And by threat of exposure, he again forces the task on young Mary Hennig.
Hello there, gang. This is your pal Dan McCullough. You know, I think the Kellogg Company dreamed up a nifty name for this week's Pep Dish of the Week. Date Bait. Yes, sir, that's the new Pep Dish of the Week. Date Bait. And it tastes just as terrific as it sounds. Here's the idea. In your breakfast bowl, make alternate layers of Kellogg's Pep, the Sunshine Cereal, and dates. You know, cut them into fairly small pieces. That's easy, isn't it? First Pep, then dates, then more Pep, and so on. Pour on milk, and you have Date Bait, the Pep Dish of the Week. A slick treat that sure does bait your morning appetite. What those tender, crisp flakes of Kellogg's Pep do for the dates. And how that golden toasted sunshine flavor does rise and shine. No kidding, gang. Kellogg's Pep has such a catchy come-on flavor, you can hardly wait to dig in and polish off every last spoonful in your bowl. And you know, that's the hep thing to do. Nowadays, the cereal grains are being sent to fellows and girls all around the world. So, gang, when Mom brings Kellogg's Pep home from the grocer's, make yourself a committee of one to guard against waste. If you pour your own Pep, pour it carefully and eat up every bit you pour out. Remember, eat all your Pep. Don't waste it.
And now, the adventures of Superman. In a campaign to wipe out the slums, on the theory that underprivileged children in such areas were often forced by circumstances to become juvenile delinquents, Clark Kent and his colleagues on the Daily Planet opposed the election of Martin Higgins, whom they knew to be a corrupt politician. When Al Vincent, a Higgins henchman and crooked pawnbroker, learned that a Planet reporter had gained possession of some letters that linked Higgins with a ring of racketeers who furthered the crime careers of juvenile delinquents, he assigned a clever young girl hoodlum to find their hiding place. The girl, Mary Hennig, also known as Chickie to her associates, played on Lois Lane's sympathies to worm her way into a job on the Planet, where she learned that the incriminating letters were held by a reporter named Tony Sloan. Vincent had Sloan picked up, but was outwitted by the reporter, who carried only a dummy package in his pocket. Believing that Lois knew where the evidence was hidden, Vincent insisted that Mary, alias Chickie, wheedle the information from her. As our story continues today, we find Mary seated in Vincent's car, parked about half a block from Lois's apartment house. Listen.
Ray's still there in his car, ain't she?
Yeah. Lucky thing we saw them before we pulled up to the joint.
Yes, sure is. What time is it, Al?
1 o'clock.
Gee, it's late. Wonder what they're talking about at this hour.
I don't know. Maybe about Sloan disappearing and
Don't
getting
say it, Al.
What's the matter, Chickie? Ain't you got no guts?
Not for murder, I ain't. I didn't mind so much doing stealing and spying jobs with the other kids for you, but I didn't count on getting mixed up with no killing.
Forget it. It's done now, and you're in it with the rest of us.
But,
there ain't no buts. If we get caught, you're a cinch for a long stretch. Maybe even the hot seat.
No, they can't do nothing to me. I didn't do it. I didn't even see Sloan.
But you put the finger on him. Don't forget that.
Oh, why did I ever get mixed up with stuff like this? Why didn't I listen to my mother and sister?
Cut your blubbering. This ain't no time to think of that. It's too late.
I know.
All right. So now you know you got to stop at nothing to get them Higgins letters away from that newspaper. Because if you don't, Higgins' chances for election is washed up. And without him, we ain't got no protection. Get that?
Yeah, I get it. But look...
Hey, wait. She's getting out of the car. See?
Yeah.
And there goes that Kent guy. Okay, Chickie, go do your stuff. I'll be waiting at the pawn shop to hear from you.
Why, Mary Hennig, what are you doing here at this hour?
Oh, excuse me for bothering you, Miss Lane, but I was just so worried I had to see you.
Worried? What about, Mary?
Oh, about you. You see, I've been calling you on the telephone all evening.
Why? What's the matter?
Well, I was afraid maybe something had happened to you.
Well, I don't understand.
You see, I heard about that raid that was going to be made on the pawn shop tonight, and I was afraid you'd gone along and that there was trouble, maybe.
Oh, you mean that you came all the way uptown alone at this time of the night because you were worried about me?
Yes.
Oh.
You see, it's just that nobody's ever been as nice to me as you have. You got me a job on the paper so that I could help my family and everything.
Now, you stop talking like that. Gee, I'd like to ask you up to my apartment, but it's so late and we both need a good night's sleep.
Okay, but, did everything work out? I mean...
Yes, everything's fine, thanks, Mary. There really wasn't any cause for your concern. You see, something important came up which made it necessary for Mr. White, Mr. Kent, and me to see Tony Sloan.
Tony Sloan?
Yes.
You mean they found...
What's the matter, Mary?
Nothing. Only, isn't he the one who found the letters about Martin Higgins?
Yes, that's right.
Then that is, the Daily Planet has the letters.
Yes, Mary, we have. But they almost cost Tony his life when somebody who somehow learned he had them came within an inch of killing him.
Holy smoke. Oh, I sure am glad he got away all right.
Oh, aren't we all? And what's more, he got away with the letters that will put Mr. Higgins out of the running.
He did? Gee whiz, how?
Oh, Tony's pretty smart. He fooled his attackers by carrying a dummy package of blank papers in his pocket.
Oh, golly, how clever. What did he do with the real letters?
Oh, now that's the neatest trick of the century. Uh-huh. But it's a deep, dark secret. At least until after they're published in tomorrow's first edition of the Planet.
Oh, gee, tell me about it, please, Miss Lane.
Nothing doing, young lady. Besides, it's getting much too late
for
you
please,
to be standing...
Miss Lane.
Now, Mary...
Look, you can trust me. Besides, I am part of the Daily Planet staff now. Aren't I?
Yes, but just the same.
Oh, come on, please tell me, Miss Lane. Gee, you've got to tell me, because, well, if you don't, I bet I won't even sleep a wink tonight.
Well, I must say you're persistent and persuasive.
You mean you will tell me?
Oh, I'm afraid if I'm to get some sleep tonight, and you too, I'd better tell you, hadn't I?
Yeah. Yes, I guess you'd better. Where are the letters, Miss Lane?
Well, I still think I shouldn't give in. But, well, all right, I'll tell you this much. A man dressed in a gray, brass-buttoned uniform will deliver them to the Planet office tomorrow morning.
A man in a gray uniform?
Right. Now I think you'd...
Oh, you mean a mailman?
Now I've told you all I'm going to, young lady. I've got to call Jimmy Olsen, and it's way past the time you should be in bed.
I suppose so. Well, I'll go now, Miss Lane. Good night. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah?
Hello, Al?
Yeah. Chickie?
Uh-huh.
Well, get the dope?
Yeah, but... Well, I hated to do it. She's so swell.
Forget it. This ain't no time to go soft.
Okay. I was just thinking, that's all.
Well, cut it out. Can you talk?
Yeah, I'm in a phone booth in an all-night drugstore.
Well, be careful. Nobody ain't listening. If somebody goes into the next booth...
I know what to do. I ain't no dope.
Okay. What'd you find out? Where's them letters?
In the mail.
What?
Yeah. Sloan figured he might get grabbed, so he mailed them to the Daily Planet.
Well, I'll be...
Smart, huh?
Yeah, you can say that again. Plenty smart. And it almost worked, too.
What do you mean, almost?
Because we're smarter, see? We're going to grab them out from right under their noses.
How are we going to do that?
Easy, Chickie. You're going to get them.
Me?
Sure. You work for the Planet, don't you?
Yeah, but
Well, you're going to get to work early in the morning, before the first mail delivery comes in.
No.
Oh, yeah. You're going to be waiting for that package of letters and then snatch it before the others ever get there,
Oh, no, Al, I can't do it.
What?
I can't, I tell you. I'm scared. I wanted to get out of this, but you talked me into getting this dope from Miss Lane, so I done it.
So what?
So now I want out, that's what.
Are you kidding?
No, Al, honest. Miss Lane, well, she kind of makes me want to go straight.
Look, Chickie, if I was you, I'd get them silly ideas out of my head. Because we got enough on you to put you away for a long stretch in a reformatory as a juvenile delinquent, see?
Yeah. Yeah, I see.
Okay. So be smart and do like I say. Get down to the Planet office at 6:30 in the morning, when the first mail delivery comes in. Grab them letters, bring them down to me, and from then on, we'll all be sitting pretty with nothing to worry about.
Stand by for the exciting climax of today's episode, which follows in just a moment.
Say, gang, tomorrow morning, if you want to feel happy about the whole idea of a solid sort of breakfast, cast your eyes on that bowl of Kellogg's Pep. There's a fetching dish if there ever was one. Every tender, crisp flake is all golden and toasted. Piled up in your bowl, they make a sight that's mighty easy on the eyes, believe me, and so easy to take. Why, Kellogg's Pep is called the Sunshine Cereal. It's loaded with a full, sparkling sunshine flavor that gives your appetite the go-ahead every time. Makes you want to eat hearty. Kellogg's Pep is a winner for nutrition, too. Gives you solid whole wheat nourishment plus. Your mom will tell you that. So if you're hep, gang, you'll want to polish off every last spoonful of pep in your bowl. And here's another angle. Nowadays, the cereal grains are being sent to give that good grain nourishment to fellows and girls all over the world. So you don't want to waste cereal. When Mom brings Kellogg's Pep home from the grocer's, make it your job to see that there's no waste at your house. Handle the package carefully if you pour your own pep, and eat up every bit you pour out. Pass the word along to the rest of your family, too. Make it a habit to eat all your pep. Don't waste it.
Forced to continue a criminal career under threat of exposure to the police, Mary Hennig, using her employee's pass, enters the Daily Planet building as the bank tower clock strikes the half hour after 6 in the morning. Proceeding to the deserted city room, she finds several packages of mail on a desk and is just about to go through them when suddenly...
Hey, what are you doing with that mail?
Huh?
You heard me. I said, what are you doing with that mail?
Why, I was just going to sort it.
Oh, yeah? Who are you?
I'm the new office girl. See, here's my pass.
Let's see. Mary Hennig. Oh, you're the girl Miss Lane brought in, huh?
Uh-huh.
Well, I'm glad to meet you. I'm James Olson. I'm a reporter.
Oh. Well, I'm glad to meet you, too, Mr. Olson.
Oh, you can call me Jim. Everybody else does.
Gee, thanks. Golly, I'd like to get to be a reporter someday, too.
Well, work hard and stay on your toes, and, well, maybe you'll make it someday.
I sure hope so.
Incidentally, what are you doing here so early in the morning? I thought you only worked after school.
Well, there is no school today, and I thought maybe I could be useful. You know, sorting mail and stuff like that.
Oh, well, don't bother about that now.
Oh, it's no bother. Here, let me go through
No,
this.
not now, I said. There's something very important in this mail, and I want to look for it first.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, look, you can help me carry them into the chief's office if you want to.
All right.
Then after I find the important envelope I'm looking for, you can sort out the others, okay?
Sure. You bet.
Swell. You grab those 2 packages and follow me.
I've got them. Go on. I'm right behind you.
Walking 2 steps behind the unsuspecting young reporter, Mary Hennig, desperate in the knowledge that failure to get the Higgins letters will put her at the mercy of a wrathful Al Vincent, opens her handbag noiselessly and closes her strong fingers around the hard, flat metal object. As they enter Perry White's office, the girl Tough, a vicious, steely glint in her eyes, is only 1 step behind Jimmy Olsen. What is she going to do? Don't miss the next action-packed episode in this dramatic story of corrupt politics and juvenile delinquency. Tune in again tomorrow. Same time, same station.
And remember, for breakfast, it's Kellogg's Pep.
For excitement, the adventures of Superman.
Superman is a copyrighted feature appearing in Superman DC comic magazines and is brought to you Monday through Friday at the same time by Kellogg's Pep, the Sunshine Cereal. if you want your dog to give you the glad eye, try giving him Kellogg's Grow-Pup dog food at mealtime. There's a dog food that's as good as they come. It's got a swell, meaty flavor that goes over big with dogs. And there are 3 kinds of Grow-Pup. There's Grow-Pup Ribbon, Grow-Pup Meal, and Grow-Pup Pellets, all good for your dog. Grow-Pup has vitamins and minerals, helps build strong muscles and teeth and bones. Just tell that to Mother, and I'm sure she'll want your dog to feed on Kellogg's Grow-Pup every day. And be sure to be with us tomorrow for the thrilling adventures of Superman. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System.
And now it's time for a Condensed Bat-Supe Extra Helping, because sometimes courage comes at the urging of others. January is National Blood Donor Month, so this time we'll join Phil Harris and Alice Faye as they help out with the local Red Cross blood drive. Well, Alice does, but Phil is on the fence. Will he be able to coerce Remley into giving him moral support? Find out right now in this episode of The Phil Harris-Alice Faye Show, as originally broadcast on November 11th, 1951.
RCA Victor, world leader in radio, first in recorded music, and first in television, presents transcribed The Phil Harris-Alice Faye Show. For your enjoyment, here is the Phil Harris-Alice Faye Show. Written by Ray Singer and Dick Chevrolet, with Elliot Lewis, Walter Tetley, Robert North, Janine Roos, Ann Whitfield, Walter Sharp and his music, and yours truly, Bill Foreman. A few days ago, Alice and Phil received this telegram from headquarters, American National Red Cross. Your repeated support of the Red Cross blood program has been an enormously important factor in providing this life-giving fluid for the wounded in Korea. Your continuing emphasis on the urgent need for blood would be greatly appreciated. In just a moment, you will hear how Alice and Phil answer this telegram. But first, a word from RCA Victor. One of RCA Victor's most recent developments is a completely new circuit system for home receivers. A circuit system that now brings you television with picture power. And a perfect illustration of RCA Victor's new supersets with picture power is the Hampton. The Hampton is a beautifully styled television consolette, and it brings you the clearest, steadiest pictures you've ever seen, thanks to picture power. The new circuit system and electronic supercharger built into the Hampton assure you the clearest reception possible in your area. Trust RCA Victor to give you the best in television. And when you buy the Hampton, be sure to ask about the RCA Victor factory service contract. RCA Victor Television with RCA Factory Service is television's greatest combination. Your assurance of complete satisfaction is the name RCA Victor, cornerstone of home entertainment for 3 generations. And now the stars of the RCA Victor program, Alice Faye and Phil Harris. Alice's brother William called a little while ago to tell Phil and Alice that he's coming over with some important news for them. As we look in, he is just arriving.
Good morning, everybody. I've just been down to the Red Cross, and I did something I'm very proud of. Guess what?
You left one of your heads there for the bandaging class.
Phil, please. Willie, what did you do?
I went down to the Red Cross and made a donation.
You donated something?
Yes, I gave a pint of my blood.
Oh, I know it couldn't have been money. Look, Willie, you can't afford to give any blood. You got barely enough to get by on. You don't look too strong, you know.
Philip, don't be facetious. I happen to have an unusual physique. Mm-hmm. You should see me stripped. I look
Please,
just...
Willie, I just ate. You're the skinniest guy I've ever seen.
Oh, Phil, he's not that skinny.
Oh, no, if he don't stand in just the right position when he's taking a shower, he don't get wet.
Oh, now, don't kid him, Phil. He did a very noble thing donating to the blood bank.
Yeah, I guess he did. I'm sorry, Willie. And I'm really proud of you, kid. They need blood now, and everybody should go down and give some.
I knew you felt that way about it, Philip, so I pledged a pint of yours.
Well, I think that mine. What do you mean giving my blood away like that? That stuff don't grow on trees, you know.
Phil, they need your blood.
They need it. What am I supposed to use, borscht? I'm a little anemic now, dear, and if they take my blood away, well, I won't be able to face my barber.
What's your barber got to do with it?
It's going to be embarrassing if he cuts me while he's shaving me and nothing comes out.
Oh, stop stalling, Philip. You're not anemic. I made an appointment for you at the Red Cross for this afternoon, and you'd better be there.
Well, I'd love to help, but... hey, tell me, Willie, does it hurt much?
Of course not. There's nothing to it.
Well, how does it affect you after?
There's no after effect. I just had it done, and look at me.
That bad, huh?
Phil, stop being such a sissy. It's perfectly harmless. The need is for repeated donations. Many people give every 3 months.
You mean this can get to be habit forming?
Well, it's a good thing for you to make a habit of.
Well, I already have one habit. You see, I bite my nails a lot, and I've been doing it. And I've just been doing it so long that it's just hard for me to break in a new one, you know? I mean, it's just...
Oh, you big jellyfish. Now, look, Philip, I made an appointment for you at 4 o'clock today, and I expect you to show up.
All right, Hey, did you say 4 o'clock? Oh, I couldn't possibly make it at 4. Tea time, you know. And Princess Elizabeth would hate if I missed my tea and trumpets. An old custom, you know, tea.
Yeah, well, they give you tea down there. Any other excuses?
I can't think of any offhand, but...
Then you'll go.
All right, I'll go. But if anything happens to me, it's going to be your fault, Willie. And I'm warning you, if I die, I'll never talk to you again as long as I
Nothing's going to happen to you. It's your patriotic duty to do it.
live. Yeah, I guess you're right. It's everybody's duty. And well, I'll tell you something. I'll not only go, but I'll get everybody I know to go down there, and they'll possibly... I'll get that.
Hiya, Curly.
Hey, Frankie. Hey, you know something? You're just the guy I wanted to see.
Yeah?
Look, Francis... you'd like to do something for your country, wouldn't you?
Why? What did Outer Mongolia ever do for me?
I'm not talking about your fatherland. I'm talking about the country you were smuggled into. America.
Oh, that's different. What do you want me to do?
Well, you see, I got it all fixed. I've arranged for you to do something that is very patriotic.
If you had me drafted, I'll punch you right in the nose.
Frankie, I wouldn't do that to any country. All I want you to do is to come down to the Red Cross with me. They're calling for donors. I'm going to donate a pint, and I want you to give a pint.
Okay. I'll give bourbon. What are you going to give?
Never thought you'd say that line. I'm going to give blood.
Now, why didn't I think of that? It's cheaper than bourbon. It's easier to...
Ramley. Look, I'm serious. The Red Cross needs blood donors, and I want you to come down with me today and give some.
Well, I'd like to, but I can't.
What's the matter, kid? You scared?
No, it's not that.
Frightened, huh?
No, that's not it either.
You're yellow.
That's it.
Well, I know how you feel. Confidentially, I'm a little afraid myself, but look, really, we ought to do it.
Well, if you think so, okay.
Sure. They need good red blood like ours.
Oh, red blood? Well, in that case, they couldn't use mine.
Your blood ain't red?
No, it's a sort of a forest green.
Well, don't worry, they'll take it anyway.
But, Curly, it's green.
Well, tell them it ain't ripe yet. You're going with me right now and don't argue.
Can't we put it off till some other time?
What for? I tell you, there's nothing to worry about. Willie said it's very simple. Now buck up and be a man. Conquer your fear like I'm doing. We're going through with this, and I'm going to...
Oh, Phil.
Yeah?
It's 3 o'clock, dear. It's time to go.
Time to go? Already? Well, don't just stand there, Remley. Think of some way we can get out of there.
Believe me, I'm thinking.
Oh, hello, Frank.
Hi, Alice.
Are you going to the blood bank with Phil?
Well, I'd like to, but I can't. You wouldn't expect me to give blood on my wedding day.
Your wedding day? Well, Frankie, whom are you marrying?
Me. Come, Francis, dear. Let's leave for the church. You know, we mustn't keep the minister waiting. He is
All right. Come back here. I never saw such babies as you two.
But, honey, are you sure they want our blood?
Of course they do. You're two strong, healthy specimens. Now, it would be different if you were sick. Then they wouldn't take it from you.
They don't take it if you're sick, huh?
No, but you're not sick. Oh, now what's the matter with you?
It's my armpits again. Oh, the pain. Oh, I suffer.
Step aside, Remley, and let a man in there who knows how to suffer. Ow!
Shirley, please, this is no time to sing.
You got
I'm in
very
pain.
suddenly, didn't you, Phil? Now, what's wrong with you?
Well, I got chicken pox, and I can prove it.
Now I've heard everything.
No, you haven't. Well, you hear what I got. Hasta liber Augustine, hasta liber Augustine, alles des hin.
Now, what's that?
German measles.
There's nothing wrong with you physically. Now, come on. Let's get down to the Red Cross, huh?
Oh.
Let's see. The blood bank is on this block someplace. Oh, fellas, come on. Stop lagging behind. It's 5 minutes to 4.
We're coming, Alice, as fast as our gout-ridden legs will carry.
Hey, Curly, we're getting awful close. Can't you think of something?
I'm trying.
All right, fellas, here we are. Let's go in.
Alice, I'm afraid this is going to hurt. If anything hurts my pink little body, you're going to really get...
Phil, will you please stop it? Let me explain how simple this is going to be. First, you fill out a form, and they give you an examination. After that, they take your blood, give you a drink, and you go home.
Well, I don't care if they drink. This must be the place. What do you have, Rem?
Let's go to the bar and see what they got.
That won't look like it's going to be necessary. Here comes the guy in the white coat. Oh, bartender. Make me an old-fashioned with soda.
I am not a bartender. I'm a doctor.
Okay, then make it with rubbing alcohol.
Phil, please. Doctor, I hope you'll forgive my husband. You see, he was told you serve drinks here.
Oh, we do. We pass around tomato juice, orange juice, tea, milk.
Please, Doc, you're making me nauseous.
Doctor, we're here as donors.
Well, that's very nice of you people. We appreciate you coming down.
Yeah. Look, Doc, take it down. Let's get it over with, huh?
Not so fast, sir. First, you'll have to fill out these donor registration cards. I'll be back for them in a minute.
Alice, can't we call this whole thing off?
Yeah, I'm beginning to lose my nerve.
Oh, nonsense. Just relax, Phil. Do what you usually do when you're nervous.
Okay, I will.
Alice, is he gonna...
Yes, he is. So you might as well get your guitar out and accompany him.
They call you Lady Luck, but there is room for doubt. At times you have a very unladylike way of running out. You're on a date with me. The pickings have been lush. And yet before this evening is over, you might give me the brush. You might forget your manners. You might refuse to stay. And so the best that I can do is pray. Luck be a lady tonight. Luck be a lady tonight. Luck if you've ever been a lady to begin with. Luck be a lady tonight.
Be a lady, luck, be a lady.
Luck, let a gentleman see.
Let a gentleman see.
How nice a dame you can be.
How nice you can be.
I know the way you treated other guys you've been with. Luck, be a lady tonight.
Tonight be a lady, luck.
Lady doesn't leave her escort. It isn't fair.
It isn't fair.
It isn't nice.
It isn't nice.
A lady doesn't wander all over the room and blow on some other guy's dice. So let's keep the party polite. Never get out of my sight. Stick with me, baby. I'm the fella you came in with. Luck, be a lady. Luck, be a lady. Luck, be a lady tonight.
Whenever you're ready, we ought to go steady. Luck, be a lady tonight. Luck, be a lady tonight. Luck, be a lady tonight.
Luck, if you've ever been a lady to begin with. Luck, be a lady tonight.
Stick with me, luck, stick with me, lady luck.
Let a gentleman see how nice a dame you can be. I know the way you've treated other guys you've been with.
Luck, be a lady with me.
A lady doesn't leave her escort.
It isn't fair, it isn't nice.
A lady doesn't wander all over the room and blow on some other guy's dice.
It isn't nice.
So let's keep the party polite. Never get out of my sight. Stick with me, baby. I'm the fella you came in with. Luck, be a lady. Luck, be a lady. Luck, be a lady tonight.
Alice, I don't understand your husband.
Why?
Everybody else is sitting around here bleeding, and he's singing. Sometimes I wonder
well,
if he...
folks, did you fill out your card?
Yep, here you are, Doc. Glad to have been of service to the Red Cross. Anytime you need me again, just call me. So long. If you follow my instructions, you'll be on your feet in no time.
Come back here. This is just the first step. Now, let me see. Yes, your cards are all in order. Now, I'll take a sample of your blood, Mr. Harris.
What do you need a sample for? What are you going to do? Send a salesman on the road with it?
We need a sample to determine your type. Give me a hand. Now, just prick your finger with this needle and take a drop.
Do it to my first wife. I mean, to my wife. Do it to her.
All right, Doctor, I'll go first. Here's my finger.
Thank you. Just hold it steady. There, it's all over.
You see, Phil, I didn't even feel it.
Hey, it's that simple, huh? Hey, there ain't nothing to it. Here's my finger, Doc. Shoot the works. Take 2 drops.
Hold still. There.
Those pains, Doc. You pulled a knife on me.
I'd like to, but we need you. Mr. Remley, let me have your finger.
But, Doctor, I don't
Hold still. There.
Now I know what a woman goes through when she has a baby.
Now, little mother, take it easy. Be right back as soon as I have this blood type. I had to be a doctor. I should have listened to my father and become a licensed plumber.
Phil, I never saw such a disgusting display of cowardice.
I am not a coward. It's just that we musicians are sensitive souls.
Yeah. Hey, look, Curly, I can't stand any more of this torture. I'm going home.
Me too.
Oh, you're not going anyplace, Phil. You come down to give a pint of blood, and you're going to give it.
What's she after, Curly? Your insurance money?
I don't know, but I guess we got to go through with it, Remley. There ain't no way out.
If we could only think about...
People care for
something to drink, we have tomato juice, orange juice, milk, or tea.
Oh, look, lady, I'm 100 years old. Will you go away? I don't want no trouble.
Hey, wait a minute, Curly. I got an idea. Come here.
What do you want?
I think I know a way we won't have to give him our blood.
What are we going to give him?
What does tomato juice look like?
Well, it's red and it looks like blood. Yeah. Hey, Remmel, the next time that girl goes by, you cop 2 cups of tomato juice.
Here she comes, Curly. When she passes me, I'll lift 2 cups off.
Tomato juice, orange juice, hot tea, milk.
I got him, Curly.
Good. Now keep him behind you so nobody will see him.
Okay. Reach him back here. I'll slip you one.
Got it.
Well, Mr. Harris, I just typed your blood and it's okay. Now, if you'll follow me into the donor's room...
No, that won't be necessary, Doc. While I was waiting for you, I thought I'd save you a little time, so I took my own blood out.
You took your own?
Yes, sir. Here you are, Doc, a whole cup full of the stuff. Pretty, ain't it? Honest, now, did you ever see blood as rich as that before?
No, I haven't. And it's the first time I've seen yellow blood with pits in it.
Pits? Friendly, you heisted orange juice.
What are you kicking about? I got hot tea with a bag in it.
I'm a busy man, so if you brownies are through playing, let's get on with it.
Doctor, what type of blood do I have?
You're type A, Mrs. Harris.
How about me?
You're type O, Mr. Harris.
What type's my blood, Doc?
That we haven't been able to figure out yet. We've put it through every test known to medical science, and the results are a little startling.
What do you mean?
Well, your type of blood is found only in prehistoric monsters. Are there any Neanderthal men in your family?
Nobody's got an aunt that looks like a dinosaur.
Curly, please, that's no way to talk about my Aunt Brontosaurus. Doctor?
Huh?
What's wrong with my blood?
Well, for one thing, it's not liquid. It has the consistency of well-chewed bubble gum.
No wonder every time I cut myself, there's a loud pop. Well, I guess in that case, you won't be able to use my blood, will you, Doc?
We'll take it. We'll find some use for it. Should be wonderful for sealing wax. Or we could use it for blowout patches. Or.
All right.
Now, if you folks just wait right here, I'll send one of my assistants in to take your blood.
Oh, thank you, Doctor. And fellas, you stay right here. I'm going over to get some juice.
It won't work. We tried it.
How can 2 grown men act like such...
Hiya, Miss Fay.
Oh, hello, Julius. What are you doing here?
I help out in my spare time. I pour the juices they pass out. What are you doing here?
Oh, well, I came down to be a donor. And I brought Mr. Harris and Mr. Remley down, too.
Oh, you brought them to the wrong place. This is where we take it, not give it. Where are they?
Oh, they're right over there. They're waiting for the doctor's assistant to take their blood.
Oh, I better go over and welcome them. Excuse me. Oh, what an opportunity. Hiya, fellas.
Hey, Julius, what are you doing here?
I'm the doctor's assistant.
You're the... Come on, Remley, let's get out of here.
Wait a minute. What are you guys here for?
We came down to give our blood.
I'll be glad to take it. Just follow me to the vampire bat department. A nice woman bats 3 and 4.
Oh, cut it out, Julius. We want this done the right way.
Yeah, now should I roll up my sleeve so you can take it from my arm?
Don't bother. Just open your collar. I'll take it from your throat.
Stop trying to be a wise guy. Besides, we ain't going to let you do it.
Okay, we got a self-service department. You can do it yourself.
Well, that sounds a little safer. How do we do this?
It's simple. Here's a sharp razor and a 5-gallon can.
A 5-gallon can?
Well, don't stand there, Mac. Fill her up.
Now, will you stop trying to scare us, Julius? How's this really done?
You got nothing to worry about, fellas. It's done very scientifically. I take your blood the same way they get sap from a maple tree.
You mean?
Yeah. I drill a hole in your leg, shove a spigot in, and hang a can on
it. Curly, I don't think I'm going to like this. Let's get out of here.
Wait a minute, Remley. We got to do our share. One little spigot.
I'm willing to do my share, but I ain't going to let this little leech touch me.
There's other ways you can help out, Mr. Remley.
Yeah?
I can get you a job here as a model.
A model at a blood bank?
Yeah. You stand next to the donor while we're taking his blood, and when the guy begins to look like you, we'll know he's taken too much.
Curly, this kid's got to go. Let's finish him off now.
Take it easy now. Don't rush into it. Let's take our time and think of a nice, gruesome way to get rid of him.
All right, fellas. I was only kidding. I don't take the blood. The doctor does. And he's a wonderful doctor. He has a way of doing it so you don't even feel it.
That's the guy we want to see. Call the doctor.
Okay. Oh, Dr. Dracula! Dr. Dracula! Sharpen your fangs. We got a customer.
That does it, Remy. Let's grab him. Get rid of him right now.
Roger, I got him. What'll we do to him?
Oh, just ad-lib until we find a vital spot.
Let go of me, you fellas! Leave me head alone! Stop pressing me soft spot!
Phil, get your fingers out of his ear.
I was only going to bowl him down the corridor.
Well, you ought to be ashamed of yourself scaring this poor little child.
Yeah, poor little me. I'll see you later, Miss Fay. They're always trying to do something to shorten me little life.
All right, folks, we're ready for you now. Just follow me, please.
Come on, boys.
Well, I guess this is it, Remley.
Yeah. Well, if we have to go, let's go out like men. With a smile on our faces.
Well, there you are, fellas. It's all over, and there was nothing to it, was there?
No, man, that was a cinch. You know, doctors are pretty clever. You don't feel a thing. How you feel, Frankie?
Great. Just think, Curly, I gave a whole pint of my blood to help somebody else. I'm quite a guy.
Well, I gave a pint too, you know. I'm just as proud of it as you are. Alice, you know what it feels like to give part of you to somebody else.
I also gave a pint.
Yeah, but that's just women's blood. That don't count.
Just think, Curly. Today we gave our blood. Tomorrow they'll be using it to help a couple of soldiers. Or they might give it to two little kids who need it.
Yeah. Hey, Ram. I can just see those two little kids walking around with our blood in them. The same blood that flows through our... Hey, Remley. You think we did the right thing?
Sure. Those kids are young. They'll outgrow it.
Alice and Phil will be back in just a moment. Have you ever looked in the back of your television set? If you have, you probably noticed the complex network of tubes, wires, and parts which help produce the picture on the screen of your picture tube. But when you think about it, the picture is only as good as the picture tube itself. That's why your picture tube is really the heart of your television set. And that's why it pays to insist on the best tube available, an RCA tube, when your present picture tube wears out. You see, every RCA picture tube is manufactured with precise quality controls at every stage of production, assuring you a clearer, brighter, sharper picture for a longer period of time. And an RCA picture tube costs you no more. So, regardless of the make of your set, ask your local repairman to install a genuine RCA picture tube. then you're sure of enjoying the very best that your television set has to offer.
Folks, this is Phil again. Alice and I want to thank Louis C. Bucheever for his telegram from the American National Red Cross headquarters. And we hope that this program tonight will convince everyone that to donate your blood is completely painless. So act tomorrow. The need is great. When you give your blood, you're giving life itself to our wounded. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
This program was produced and transcribed by Paul Phillips. Remember, whether you're buying a television set, a radio, a Victrola phonograph, or records, put your faith in the cornerstone of American home entertainment for 3 generations. RCA Victor, world leader in radio, first in television.
Next, Theater Guild on the Air stars Claudette Colbert and MacDonald Carey on NBC.
Well, that wraps up this episode of Condensed Bat-Supe, featuring the next 2 chapters of Al Vincent's Corrupt Political Machine from The Adventures of Superman. Thank you for listening. Be sure to tell your friends to subscribe to Bat-Supe on their favorite podcatcher. We can also be found on YouTube and Facebook. We'll see you next time for another exciting edition of Condensed Bat-Supe as we bring you more of our current storyline and another fine Bat-Supe extra helping. Until then, up, and away!
Are you going to write that letter today or put it off until tomorrow, or maybe the day after? How about that spring suit you plan to have altered? Will you take it to the tailor tomorrow morning bright and early, or will the week somehow glide by while the suit just hangs on in your closet? If you're a confessed procrastinator, you're not unique. The putting off habit can be mild or chronic, but some matters, serious matters, are highly dangerous to assign to mañana. One of the most important of these is getting protection from crippling, killing polio. When life-saving Salk vaccine was first introduced in 1955, it was hailed as a major medical discovery. Yet at the beginning of this current year, some 98 million Americans, the majority of our population, had not received even one inoculation. Why had all these people failed to take the simple measures necessary to gain protection from polio? If you were among them, this year, don't take a chance. Don't put off those polio shots any longer. Get in touch with your family doctor or local health department right away.